Hello and welcome back to Word Unlocked. I'm Jake.
And I'm Sarah. And today's word is one of the most natural, most casual, most everyday phrases in spoken English. Native speakers use it constantly, without thinking. And learners often don't use it enough, which makes their English sound a little too formal, a little too stiff.
Yes, today's phrase makes your English sound real, human, natural. Sarah, the phrase?
Sort of.
Sort of. Let's learn it.
Sort of means not completely, not exactly, a little bit, approximately. It softens whatever comes after it, makes it less absolute, less strong.
For example, I am sort of tired. Not extremely tired, not fine either. Somewhere in the middle. Sort of tired.
It is a very flexible phrase. It works with feelings, with descriptions, with answers, with comparisons, everywhere in casual conversation.
Now the chunks.
Chunk 1, sort of like something. You're comparing something new or confusing to something the other person already knows to make it easier to understand.
For example, it's sort of like WhatsApp, but for teams at work. The person doesn't know the new app, but they know WhatsApp. Sort of like WhatsApp. Now they have a starting point, a reference.
Sort of like is incredibly useful when explaining something technical or something new. You don't need the perfect description, just sort of like something familiar, and people get it immediately.
Chunk 2. I sort of want, or I sort of think, or I sort of feel. You soften your own feeling or opinion. You're not being completely sure, or you don't want to sound too strong, too demanding. For example, I sort of want to leave early today. Not I am leaving early, just I sort of want to. Softer, more gentle, less demanding.
Or, I sort of think we should change the plan. You have an opinion, but you're not pushing hard. Sort of think. Here's my idea gently. Take it or leave it.
Sort of with feelings and opinions makes you sound easy to talk to. Open, not aggressive. Very natural in English conversation. Chunk 3. Sort of, but. You partially agree, but you need to add something. A correction, an exception, a complication.
For example, person A asks, "Are you finished?" You say, "Sort of, but I still need to check one thing." Not yes, not no. Sort of, and then the truth comes after the but.
Sort of, but is very honest. It says, I am close, but not quite there. And here is exactly what is still missing. Very useful in work and study situations.
Chunk 4, a sort of something. You describe something that doesn't fit a normal category. It's like something, but not exactly that thing.
For example, it was a sort of interview, but very relaxed, more like a conversation. It wasn't a formal interview, but it wasn't just a chat either. It was a sort of interview, in the middle, not fitting one clear category.
A sort of something is perfect for unusual situations, things that don't have a simple name. A sort of, and then the closest word you have.
And chunk 5, sorta. This is the fastest, most casual version of sort of. 2 syllables become one, sorta. You hear it constantly in conversation, in text messages, in informal situations.
For example, I'm sort of hungry. Should we eat? Not very hungry, not fine. Sort of hungry. Somewhere in the middle.
Important note, sorta is only for casual conversation. Text messages, friends, informal speech. Never in emails, never in formal writing, never in professional situations. Just casual, between friends.
Sort of fine for friends, not sort of fine for your boss.
2 stories. Mine first, about sort of like something. A friend of mine asked me to explain what a podcast is. She had never listened to one. She didn't understand it. I thought for a second, and I said, It's sort of like radio, but you choose when to listen, and you can pause it, and there are thousands of different ones on any topic you want.
Sort of like radio, but with control.
Yes. And her face immediately changed. She understood because she knew radio. Sort of like radio gave her something to hold on to. And then I added the differences, and she got it completely.
That is the power of sort of like. You don't need the perfect explanation, just the familiar comparison, and then build from there.
Always ask yourself, what does this person already know? And what is this new thing sort of like?
My story is about sort of, but. Last month, my manager asked me, is the report ready to send to the client? And the honest answer was complicated. The report was written, the data was correct, but I hadn't formatted the final pages yet, and one section needed one more check. So I said, sort of, but I need about 30 more minutes to format the last section properly.
Not yes, not no. The honest middle.
Exactly. And my manager said, perfect. Take the 30 minutes, send it when it's properly done. No problem, no frustration. Because sort of but gave the real picture immediately. Not pretending it was done, not saying it wasn't done. The honest truth. Sort of done, but not quite.
Sort of but saves you from two bad answers, a false yes and an unnecessary no.
Always. When the truth is in the middle, sort of but is your phrase. Okay, let's finish. Sort of means not completely, not exactly, approximately, in the middle. It softens. It makes things more honest, more natural, more human.
Your 5 chunks. Sort of like something. Comparing something new to something familiar to make it easier to understand. I sort of want or think or feel, softening your own feelings and opinions so you sound gentle and open. Sort of, but partially agreeing and then adding a correction or complication. A sort of something, describing something that doesn't fit neatly into one clear category. And sorta, the super casual spoken version for friends and text messages only.
Okay, homework today. Use sort of once in a real conversation today. Just once. Describe something. Soften an opinion. Give a partial answer. Feel how natural it sounds. Feel how much more human your English becomes with 2 small words.
Sort of is not vague, it is honest. It says, here is the real picture. Not perfect, not simple, but true.
Thanks for listening to Word Unlocked. See you next time.
Stay curious, keep it real, sort of. Later.